What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mike here with another video. Now this is going to be a little bit different because, like I said in one of my other videos, things are winding down with school. Your boy is so hyped, so happy. It's insane. I actually just paid for my last class today, so I'm like I can see the finish line. So I'm like, you know what? Since school's ending, relatively soon, I can get back on my grind. So just switching things up a little bit, I'm getting back on my nutritional grind. I'm getting back on my exercise grind. Now, I've always been exercising. However, I wasn't exercising for a particular goal per se. I was exercising more for fun, more of, just be a little bit healthier, and just enjoy myself in the gym. So I decided, and like, you know what? I'm gonna get back on my grind, put some work in. And my goal is, so my current stats, because I was like, I'm kind of curious where I'm at. I use this week pretty much as just like a baseline week, just to kind of, get some baseline numbers like my height, my weight, my body fat percentage, things like that. So I currently stand at like 5'11", 198, 19% body fat. I'm like, okay, I got some work to do. My goal is to get down to 13% body fat by graduation, so by August. So I have about 6% body fat that I'm trying to drop by August. Is it going to be difficult? It can be difficult. Is it possible? Very possible. I'm going to go ahead and kind of talk to you guys about what I'm doing, what I'm kind of changing up to get there. But again, so just in the kitchen, a little YouTube, watching Dr. Shamanda. She's talking about her debt payoff and everything like that. So I like to shout out people whenever I can. Inspiration about about money management. She's a psychiatrist, I think it is. So shout out to Dr. Shamanda. Keep doing your thing. But yeah, so just watching her in the background. And what I decided to do is I'm going back on my old meal plan. Very, very basic. I'm going to make some slight adjustments. So, because I don't mind eating the same thing every day. I did it for a minute. And I know it's not for everybody. So I'm like, you know what? How can I make this a little bit more appeasing to myself, help my people out while I'm trying to get my grind, and how I can make this a little bit, just make it more manageable for myself. So what I'm doing is I actually went to the vitamin store, re-upped on my vitamins. I've got some new multivitamin, some greens, things like that, just to kind of keep myself healthy. However, just because you buy greens powders doesn't mean you slack out on your greens. So if you're able to eat some regular greens, it's better to actually eat everything compared to just like drinking everything, because digestion actually starts with your chewing and everything like that. That's a whole nother science lesson for another day. But if you just sit there and chug everything, you don't get as many of the benefits compared to if you actually eat the stuff. So if you're able to eat your foods, that's better. But if you're not able to eat all the foods that you need to, then drinking your supplements is a good secondary option, if you will. So even though I got my greens, you know me, I still get my spinach. Got spinach, got some broccoli, may get some other veggies, but those are pretty much my staples. I always have spinach, I always have broccoli. Probably get some more mixed vegetables, things like that. But what I'm doing, I'm actually getting my chicken cleaned. So some people believe in cleaning chicken, some people don't. I believe in cleaning my chicken. That's how I was brought up. The island blood. You wash your chicken, you clean your chicken. You got some white vinegar, got some salt, and I have some lemon juice in there. Let my chicken clean up a little bit. I'm gonna go agitate it a little bit, do what I gotta do. So I got the chicken cleaning up. I have some ground turkey. Again, it's be very, very basic, but I got some ground turkey. I'm gonna go ahead and put in my pot. And what I'm going to do this time is I got some taco seasoning. So I got some taco seasoning. I'm gonna put that in the pot. Got some green chilies. Got some jalapeno peppers in there. So I'm gonna throw it up, spice it up a little bit, and so I can make it a little bit taste a little differently. Cause I don't mind eating the way I was making my turkey, but I'm like, you know what? Let's switch it up a little bit. Try something a little different. With my chicken, what I'm going to do is after I get it cleaned up, I'm gonna cut it up into like tenders or maybe cubes. And I actually bought some Ziploc freezer bags. What I'm going to do with that is put my chicken, divide up into different Ziploc freezer bags. That way, whenever I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have some chicken the night before, take it out of the freezer, put it in the fridge, let it thaw out in the Ziploc freezer bag. So that way, whenever it's time for lunch, I can go ahead and throw it in my air fryer, or I can throw it in the pan, skillet, whatever, and kind of switch things up a little bit. Whether I want to have, chicken Caesar salad, because again, I always have a big salad at night, so I may switch. I may have my chicken Caesar salad. I know the meal plan I'm following right now is that, have this much rice, so I may either have chicken Caesar salad and a little bit of rice on the side, or I may have my rice and chicken and may have like some sauteed spinach on the side. TBD, we'll see what happens, but that's kind of like where I'm leaning to right now. So I'm gonna get my chicken cleaned up, get it cut up, season up. They'll do a very, very basic seasoning, and go ahead and throw in these Ziploc bags. And that way, it's actually marinating a little bit also. So gotta make, if you're gonna meal prep, don't make your meal prep boring. Because if it's boring, you're not gonna do it. So find a way to make your meal prep interesting and enjoyable, so that way you're enjoying the foods that you eat. Because who wants to just eat bland food all day? I know I don't. So I ain't about that life. So go ahead and season your chicken. Again, don't overdo on the salts, because too much salt can cause issues, swelling, high blood pressure, all that fun jazz. So watch your salt, but season your food. So got my chicken that's getting cleaned up. I'm gonna throw my ground turkey in the pot that I got back here. With my taco seasoning, with the diced chilies, the jalapenos. Throw it in the pot there. Again, I got my spinach. I always have some fruit on deck. Always got some fruit on deck. Got my bags. Got some potatoes. I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I'm going to I'm kind of like when I'm preparing my either my chicken or my ground turkey for lunch, I'm going to prepare some potatoes also. I have some very, very basic lunch meat, because that is kind of what I'm going to have for lunch tomorrow. Just have a basic sandwich, because I'm actually going to start going hardcore with everything on Monday. So I got some stuff for lunch tomorrow. I got some Greek yogurt. Now, Greek yogurt, if y'all don't know, y'all gotta get on some Greek yogurt. This is light Greek yogurt. What are macros at with this thing? Okay, we're 2/3 of a cup, so 170 grams. So that's 100 calories, 17 grams of protein. Look at those macros. Carbs. It has it has some sugars, obviously. Not a lot of fiber in it. It's yogurt. You don't expect yogurt to have a lot of fiber. But getting some Greek yogurt in, that's definitely going to help. With the probiotics, the protein, all that fun jazz. A lot of people actually use Greek yogurt as a substitute in certain dishes. Like sometimes you'll see they'll have like Greek yogurt with like all sorts of different things. Like I've seen like pancakes, I've seen cupcakes, things like that. The way I personally do mine is I usually do it with a protein shake. So my protein powder, my almond milk. I'll do a serving of Greek yogurt, and like usually throw my greens in there, and blend it up. Depending if I'm having it for breakfast or not, I'll even throw some oats in there. Get some extra fiber from the oats. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It does what it has to do. But I still have some oats in there, so that's gonna be a part of my breakfast is the oats. So I got some oats. The meal plan I'm following also says, oh yeah, definitely, get you some egg whites. So, your boy's rich now. I wish. I feel like I'm rich because I got egg whites. These things are expensive, boy. Like, what happened to eggs being broke people food? Like, eggs used to be broke people food. Now you gotta have like 2 mortgages just to get some egg whites. It's insane. But, got some egg whites. And what else I got? I got some taco seasoning. I got some chili peppers, some very basic chili, jalapenos. Some very, very basic, just season up. I want to see if they had like some low sodium, but I didn't see any. So I may, keep an eye out for that, see if that's even a thing. If it is, perfect. If it's not, I do what I gotta do. But I'm still drinking a lot of water. So having too much salt is a bad thing. However, you need salt in your diet. You have to be mindful of your salts, but you need salts in your diet. There's a whole thing called sodium potassium pump, how your muscles, actually pump. And one thing that you'll notice is that if you don't have enough water or salts in your diet, you start to cramp up, while you're exercising. That's why a lot of times you see people like the endurance athletes, they start to cramp really bad. If you look on their foreheads, sometimes you see like a little white band on their foreheads, or if you look at their shirts, sometimes within the sweat you'll see some white stains. The white stains, the white band, that's actually salt because they're sweating so much. It's actually the salt that's actually coming out. So it's important to have salt, but be mindful of the amount of salt that you have. I'm not saying down a bag of Lay's potato chips every day. No, that ain't good. But have some salts in your diet. Unless you're like hypertensive or something of that nature, or you have like some swelling issues, then I would definitely obviously talk to your doctor, talk to your cardiologist, talk to your nutritionist before like you start increasing or reducing your salts. Again, I'm just a dude. I'm no doctor. I'm no medical doctor. So talk to them first. This is general advice. Talk to your medical providers first. If you have any health conditions, make sure you consult your doctors first. Just want to put that out there. So back to the grind. So got my seasonings, got some peppers gonna throw in there, change the flavor up a little bit. I have a big container that I used to use. So when I'm done cooking up my ground turkey, I'm just gonna put all my turkey in that big container. That way, whenever it's time to grab lunch, I'll get my scale, weigh out my turkey, warm it up, good to go. Quick, fast, in a hurry, I'm good. So that's the plan for that. With my rice, because when the carb sources for the meal plan that I'm under, it was pretty much potatoes and rice. Very basic, very basic. So what I'm thinking about doing with that is I have a rice cooker. I'll probably cook the rice. Depends if I do rice for lunch or for dinner. I'll kind of switch things up a little bit. But if I do rice for lunch or dinner, got a rice cooker. I'll throw the rice in the rice cooker. That way it's like easy grab and go, and gotta worry about too much. That is one thing that I'm very blessed because I my current work from home job, that I have the ability to move around. I'm not tied to my desk all day every day like I was when I was on the phones full time as a health coach. As a manager, I have a little more mobility. I can kind of move around a little bit, so I can prep my foods. And again, I will admit I am lucky with that because not everyone has that option. So if you have the option, like I do, that you're able to move around, let's go ahead and try these things together. Let's see if they work. If you don't have the option to kind of move around while you can, then I would definitely say go ahead and prep your cook your proteins and your carbs the day before, and then whenever you're able to grab lunch, then you can pop it in the microwave and actually just warm it up. Because again, I know that not everyone has the option to hey, I can actually go ahead and cook. Because again, I didn't have the option up until 2 years ago, so I know what it's like. And then when I was a therapist, working on the floor well, I'm still a therapist, but when I was working on the floor full time, obviously I'm in the hospital, I ain't got time to cook, so I had to prep my stuff. I used to meal prep every Saturday. It was like a 3-hour grind. I was in the kitchen, prepping all my chicken, my turkey, my eggs, everything. It was a lot. It was taxing. It was tiring. It was like I just wanted to stop. But I made significant gains. My chest was fuller, my arms are bigger, I was leaner. I was like 13% body fat and like 183, I think it was. But I looked like I was like in 190s because I put on some serious size. So I was like, okay, cool. No, it's the body composition. That's pretty much how it works. That it's funny that the leaner you are, the bigger that you actually look because of the definition and things like that. And I still have some size on me. Like I said, I'm 5'11", 198. So I got some size on me. 19% body fat. So I got some size on me. I ain't the smallest dude in the world, but I can get a little bit bigger. So that's the current plan for right now. With nutrition wise, is I'm going to go back on this meal plan, and I used this meal plan for a while back in the day. One of the things I like about it is that it gives you some options. It's like, oh yeah, you can add some extra veggies here if you want to. And a lot of meal plans don't count veggies because we need veggies. We don't get enough veggies in our diet, generally speaking. We don't get enough veggies. Like we barely get enough fruit, but we definitely don't get enough veggies. So add as many veggies as you possibly can to your diet. It's only going to help. Particularly with the fiber, because we don't get enough fiber in our diets either. So if you're able to get some extra veggies, some extra fiber, do it. Do the thing. One of the things that the meal plan said is that if you're making progress where you're at, stay at that caloric range. Once you stop making progress, then go to the next week, because this is broken down into a 9-week cycle. And then it's like, so for this week, no, eat this much. For this week, eat this much. And again, you can make slight changes. So what I'm planning on doing is I may change like every other week, or every 2 weeks or something like that. Is that instead of doing like ground turkey, I may do ground beef. And instead of doing chicken, I may do fish. Switch things up. I'm not a big fish eater, but I don't mind salmon every now and then. So I can switch things up to like salmon, or if there's another fish, whiting's not too bad. I'll kind of play around with that. But as of right now, this is what I'm doing nutrition wise. I'm gonna start actually eating. I'm actually gonna start tracking my nutrition again. Weighing things out. Again, the old school bro code stuff. Weigh things out. Know exactly what you're eating. That way, you can actually track your progress a little bit better. Fitness wise, I am changing up my routine a little bit. I'm going to do the same exercises. However, I'm going to go lighter. Not a whole lot lighter. But I'm going to go a little bit lighter. My goal is to do. I was doing like 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12. My goal is to do like 4 sets of 15, and really focus on the contraction, the squeeze, range of motion, play around with things like that, see how that feels for a while I'm trying to cut down. So I'm going to do that. Weights wise, cardio wise, my goal is to do, because I have a jump rope. I enjoy jump roping. I find it fun. I find it interesting. Cardio wise, my goal is to do at least 1,000 skips a day, and I did 1,000 today. And the thing that cause I timed myself, see how I felt and everything like that, and I was like, how can I make this easier? So my goal is to do 3 sets as of right now. I'll do a set of 330, a set of 330 and a set of 340. That equals 1,000 skips. I timed it today, and it takes less than 5 minutes for me personally to do the 340 skips. So it's like, okay, right before a meeting, grab my jump rope, knock it out 5 minutes. Go to my meeting, so on and so forth. While I'm cooking, while I got chicken in the oven or chicken in the air fryer, go ahead and bust out 1,000 skips. Make it easy. Finish work while I'm getting ready to go to the gym, I can bust up another 300 skips. That's it for the day. No jump rope wise. As that gets easier, then I may do like, I think when I go down to my lower caloric range, I may add another 100 skips in per set. So instead of doing 1,000, I'll be like 1,300. That is my current game plan, because again, it's not too drastic for me personally. For other people, that may be a little bit drastic, but for me personally, it's not too drastic. So that's something I can do. So that's my before gym cardio. I told you guys about my weights, and then my at gym cardio. Again, I always do 10 minutes on either the bike or the elliptical as my warm up. I'm going to do my weights, and then my cardio afterwards. I'm going to stick with the 20 minutes on the treadmill, 15 incline, 3.9 speed. As I'm going to try to when that starts to get a little bit easy, or my calories aren't doing what they need to do, my weight's not doing what it needs to do, then I'll probably increase it by a minute or 2 minutes, depending on how much time I have available. That's one of the biggest hurdles is time, because again, this semester coming up, it's going to be kind of heavy. With the paper, it's just a big paper. Like I said, the paper is supposed to be like 50 to 75 pages, so it's gonna be some work. But I'm dedicated with this. It's like I've been thinking about this for a while. I've actually missed eating the way I used to. I missed the size that I had. I wasn't the skinniest dude in the world. I saw a little belly. But my belly is. My belly's a little bigger now than it used to be. Again, I'm also getting a little bit older. So, as you're getting older, you kind of got to focus a little bit more. So, I'm going to, focus, get on my grind again. My goal is, again, 13% by graduation. I think it's doable. I want you guys to keep me accountable. I'm going to try to, just check in with you guys. I'm also going to try to weigh in at the vitamin shop like every 2 weeks or so. That I got my supplements from, because they have what's called an InBody, which is a scale that's like bioimpedance. So kind of like that's how it gets your body fat percentage. So that's how I know what my body fat percentage is that scale. Now, is it 100% accurate? No. Is anything 100% accurate? Not really. But it gives you a good indicator of where you're at. So I'd rather have something that gives me an idea compared to something that doesn't give me an idea. Because numbers don't lie. You can manipulate numbers, but are the numbers lying or is the person lying? So numbers don't really lie. So by having these numbers, I know kind of where I'm at and what I need to do, if that makes sense. So like every 2 weeks, my goal is to go back in there, say, hey, this is what I've been doing. These are my numbers, blah, 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 blah. This is, see where I'm at and see what kind of progress I'm making. That way I know if I need to make changes or stay with what I'm doing. So that's my current game plan. Just want to catch you guys up a little bit about what's been going on in your boy's life. So again, quick wrap up. Paid for my last class. Super excited about that. Have 1 week left of this current class. I probably don't have any homework because we have a presentation that we're doing on Wednesday. That's it. And again, just getting back on my nutrition grind and getting back on my fitness grind. But that's pretty much it, y'all. But until next time, later.